When you think about London, you probably don't think Chinese bikes. And around 10 years ago, that would probably be true. However, a lot has changed since then. Right now, we're at BikeSoup. We're going to talk to Cariern and find out a bit more about how Chinese bikes became so popular here. So come along with us. Let's find out a bit more. Cariern, my man.
How's it going?
How you doing, brother? You okay?
Nice to meet you.
You up for a little chat?
Yeah, let's have a chat and yeah, welcome to BikeSoup.
Thanks, brother. It's a lovely shop you got out here, man.
Sit down.
Cariern, my man.
Yeah,
This is a
have a seat.
lovely setup you've done
Yeah.
for us, man. Look at that.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Tour de France
Got
playing,
the tour in the back.
Seco bikes.
Yeah.
It's almost like China
Yeah.
with France inside it.
we're almost there. We're trying. But yeah, no, this is kind of like our cyclist lounge.
Yeah.
So this is like the chill out spot.
Yeah.
And whatever, away from the kind of the bar and stuff downstairs. So yeah, it should be a vibe.
So to start with, let's let the subscribers know who you are and what your shop's all about.
Okay, my name's Cariern Clement Pascal. Been in the bike industry for probably 14, 15 years and whatever. And the concept for this shop was to create a true cycling clubhouse.
Yeah.
So that's first and foremost to be a bike shop. You can buy a bike, get your bike fixed, we do ride outs, but ultimately the basis of cycling is about the community.
Yeah.
So it's like adding that community and social side into it, and then just throwing that community social side on steroids by, you know, implementing our cafe bar where you can get your basic coffees, pain au chocolates, your Danish pastries.
Yeah.
But then you could also have a beer, you could have a pizza, or one of our homemade salads. For me, it's all about the experience. When you come here, all about the experience.
And do you have like a membership, or it's free for everyone?
Completely
to come
free. You do is come in. It's kind of like, as we grow and stuff like that, it should almost feel like, you know, the cyclist pub in a way.
Yeah.
Where it's just a hangout spot, and you know, you come down, you meet someone, and it's just like, hey, have a chat.
Yeah.
Like, I want noise, I want chaos.
We just saw Rainier. Rainier is the Avocado cyclist. I'll put a link in the description. It just came in. It's just like, hey, how you doing? We had a nice little chat, and it has that feeling that everyone's welcome, and you see like high-end influencers and normal people, and the high-end cyclists and the mid-level cyclists and the commuter cyclists, and that's a really nice thing that you've done here.
That's exactly what we wanted, and it's just like you say, it's just like that hub, that community where it's just you come in and everyone's welcome. Doesn't matter if you're on a £150 bike or a 15 grand bike. Everyone is welcome. And we are just one because we all share the two-wheel code of a cycling. So no snobbery, none of that nonsense in here. This is like a place for everyone to feel welcome.
And like, it's right in the center of London. So Westfield is the biggest inner shopping mall in all of Europe, right? And this is the only bike shop here. How'd you manage to do that?
This was actually really interesting because, first of all, when people found out that we were opening a bike shop in a shopping centre, which is pretty much unheard of. This Westfield is the biggest shopping centre in Europe. Very central, like it's 10 minutes to Hyde Park, that's super close. But, you know, it presented a couple of challenges because, you know, we don't have exactly a ton of riders passing at, you know, the front of the store. When we looked at the concept, and it was just like, we have to create a destination. There needs to be a reason that you come here versus your local bike shop on the high street that's probably got quite small. This is arguably London's biggest multi-brand bike store. Opening a bike shop, very different, but I think we've nailed it with this concept because we trade the cyclists, people want a bike repair, but then, you know, on a Thursday we'll get just the local punters that finish work that come in for a drink and whatever. It all adds to the atmosphere and it all adds to like the melting pot of what we're trying to create. You know, I'm a big fan of music, so we've even had raves in here as well. So it's really about just pushing the boundaries of what a true cycling clubhouse really is. So that's what we're trying to do.
I noticed that like wherever we're going around London, whichever bike shops I've been to, I haven't lived here for like 14 years, so it's like it's very new to me, even coming back, being from here. Everywhere's got these European brands, and coming from China where bikes are like so cheap to them being so expensive is just mind-boggling. So can you talk me through how you got to working with Chinese brands and why you went into that? And was it a financial thing? Was it more about a performance, a cost to benefit? Like, how did that come about?
So to be honest, it all stems from, I would say, the vision of just being a disruptor.
Yeah.
So for example, if you look at our shop, I wouldn't say there's no other shop that I know in London that really competes with our complete offering of what we're doing.
Yeah.
So that was like the first thing, is how do you stand out in a saturated bike market where traditional bike shops have been around for 20 years? How do you compete?
Yeah.
Just because you've opened up a location that might be bigger,
yeah,
that's not a recipe for suddenly, oh, everyone's going to come. So we have to do something different. Tried sort of not ruffling too many feathers by, you know, selling Giant, Villiers, Scott sold really well for us.
Yeah.
Again, you can buy that in other bike shops. We're still missing like the true essence of why would I go to BikeSoup? If I go to BikeSoup and I'm seeing Giant, but I can see that somewhere else,
yeah,
whatever, why are they going to come to this destination? Yeah. So that kind of gave the first for, all right, we need something different, we need something exciting. We add that into the way I look at just life, and I look at cycling, and then it's like, how can we make cycling more accessible? Is cycling turning into an elitist sport? Sadly, I think it is. So looking, you know, across the pond, or a bit further across the pond, I noticed there was a change.
Yeah.
And there was a change in, I think, the quality of products that China's producing.
Yeah.
They've gone from being everyone's world's fact,
yeah,
to kind of saying, do you know what? We have enough skills. Actually, we want to be our own brand.
We'll do our own stuff.
And that's what I've been noticing. So for me, it was just like, it was perfect. Right, let's find premium, let's find the best quality, and let's show our community that there's more out there,
yeah,
than spending, you know, a ton of money on stuff that you can get a lot cheaper, but under a different brand. And not copies. We're not talking about copies here. We're talking about homegrown innovation. They're producing their own stuff to compete on the world stage.
Because when you think about China, when we think about China, it should be in this way, is that they have been producing the European competitive bikes for the past 30 years. They have the most experience in carbon manufacturing in the last 2 decades than any other country in the world. Yet, the imagery that is created in the Western market of a Chinese bike is so low, so in my opinion, so they can sell European bikes at such a high price, right? Yeah. And living there, seeing it firsthand, and you and I met, 3 weeks ago, so we have no agenda to promote Chinese bikes, right? No. It is startling, the price difference for a very, very similar product, right? Sometimes even better.
I would say sometimes even better.
Yeah, right?
You know, there's some stuff that are not great.
Yeah.
And also, from what I understand, it's like the mindset on the way they launch products to market.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're testing the products on the market versus actually we're going to smash out all the R&D, do all the testing. Now our product is ready for the market, then we're going to sell it. So then you have to sieve through what companies are actually really focused on their brand and what companies are just do volumes. So, So how did you come about, like you said to me you recently went to China, right? And you met with Seca and other brands, and I see you're working with Cybre, Seca. Any other brands you're working with? Yeah, so we've got a few. So, you know, like we've got like the super team. Obviously we've got the Cybre stuff, which is quality.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I love to do is, now that I'm on this journey of like bringing the best of China into our store, it's when cyclists come down, like, you know, people finish a ride, I love bringing out the gadgets.
Yeah, definitely.
And I literally show them, because also I'm educating.
Could I take a look at it?
Yeah. I'm educating them as well, because they haven't seen this stuff, or they've just seen it on YouTube.
Definitely.
And now they can touch it in the flesh,
I think,
which is making a massive difference.
I think that is the key, right? To get for example, I'm working with Alvas right now and a few other brands. To get the product in so people can come and take a look at it, because I'm a random guy on YouTube. They don't know my agenda, right? My aim is to just make people, because I'm a cyclist, I love cycling. That's literally the reason I'm doing this. I love cycling. And I want people to love cycling. And I want people to understand that it's not an elitist sport. It's not snobbery. Your bike doesn't need to cost 10 grand, right? And you can have an amazing product for half the price. And that's why I started on this journey. And when I see things like this, it gets me excited, right? So if you could get products out here that people could get their hands on and look at and be like, hold on, this isn't too dissimilar to the Dura, it's actually maybe better, so on and so forth, right? Then they don't have to do that guess stuff, or should I buy this thing off AliExpress or not? Right?
Because it's like Russian roulette, buying it off AliExpress. So the thing about having it in store, it's the biggest things that I know the community is crying out for is after sales care and warranty support. And this is something that we can offer. And I think this is why we're getting some joy by showing these new products and stuff like that. You know, I've got some wheel sets that we're looking at. So we're constantly always testing. We do all the testing work. And if it makes the cut, then we're willing to sell it. Because for me, I get someone that's passionate about cycling. I get them riding on quality components. Showing like, you know, prime example, like Nepes wheels, absolutely fantastic. The quality of this carbon, chef's kiss.
Where's that from?
Chinese.
Chinese as well, yeah.
And you know, they're a big part about Nepes. They're really focused on not adding vinyls to their wheel set, so everything is like laser X with their logo and super light. The spokes are their own technology as well. And one of the biggest things that really kind of that I noticed about this company, they sell to over 100 dealers in Japan. Which to me really says something about the quality of their products.
There's a massive cycling, uphill cycling culture in Japan because it's all undulating.
Yeah, so it's like, super great quality. The fact that we can offer all these extra bits, like, warranty, support and everything like that, people are really interested in getting their hands on it. And I want people to have the best experience. It's almost like when you're younger getting your first car. It doesn't, you go too fast and it's shaking. It's the same with the bike. An entry-level bike is an entry-level bike. But as soon as someone gets on something a bit more premium, they feel it, they really get the joy. And that encourages more people to cycle. And they say, I don't have to spend 15 grand, I can spend, maybe 2.5 grand, which is accessible for most people.
It's just awareness. We need to create that awareness and provide people with a kind of safety net that, we can go back to this place and get a refund. We don't have to speak Chinese to be able to get this done, right? So I think the point of this whole video for me, and hopefully for you, is to get rid of this mythology that the Chinese market is not so good, right?
No.
Because yes, you can get some absolutely terrible things, very dangerous things that people shouldn't be riding.
Correct.
But there's also incredible products out there, and hopefully working together over the next year or however long we'll work from now, let's help to bring forth the good products to light and help people feel cycling how we used to feel about it when we were young. I don't ever remember thinking, I don't want to go out on my bike, or it's too expensive, or someone's going to scratch my bike because it's too expensive. Just get people to love cycling again.
No, correct. I think people will love cycling again when they can get some exciting stuff. I think this is what some of these parts are now making super accessible. It's making people go that extra mile on their bike, and it's more people cycling, and that's what we need. Build the community. I feel like in some parts it's died off a bit, but some of the quality stuff that's coming out, and we have so many customers that come in here that they're on fast sport wheels or CRW wheels. We've had a couple of people come in side brake pranks, and I just said, all right, I want to get my hands on them. And when I was overing it for the Shanghai cycle show, to me that was like bang, eye opener. Eye opener. Before
frames for like £50. It's like, what are you doing?
I wouldn't trust those, but I mean, I wouldn't trust those. But it was like, for me, I've only ever really been to Eurobike, and to me, I was like, oh, this is amazing and stuff like that. But going over to the Shanghai cycle show, honestly, what I saw there wasn't just cheap stuff. I didn't look at it. Yes, there is really competitive price stuff. The biggest thing I took away from that trip is that these Chinese manufacturers, they are now interested, and it's probably a different generation from the generation before. They're focused on building a brand. They're literally made in China, and they're proud of it, made in China. They've assessed what the Western brands are doing, whatever, and they're just going toe for toe. And the way I looked at that, I was like, with a mindset like that, and I don't know how Western brands are going to be able to compete.
I think that's what ties into you and your personality as well, because you're all about brand. You want quality alongside coolness, right?
Of course.
I think brands like Quick, brands like Seca, they're producing that premium thing, but also giving you a feeling of prestige and premium. Anyways, that was educational.
No, good.
Oof.
Oh no.
Thanks a lot, Cariern.
Nice one.
It's lovely, man. Take care.
You could shop
Good luck.
20 minutes.
You got to condense that down.
Let me ask a question about you. So what made you start up China Rising? Because I know you said you're a cyclist. You've been living out in China.
You know what? I did the ride across England, the Chase the Sun. It's from Isla Sheppey to Western Supermare. And I spoke to about 200 people on that ride. And everyone's like, you're out in China. Have you heard of this brand? Have you heard of that brand? Have you heard of this brand? Can I trust it? Can I trust it? Can I trust it? And I came back and I thought there's a massive gap of information. And I love cycling. I would love to be able to provide that information to people, right? So far, no one's paying me, so I'm just being just as honest as possible. The only brand we're working with is Lameda, and they just produce our clothing for our channel, which is just really nice of them. It's just, I want cycling to feel, I want want people to feel what I feel when I'm on a bike.
Yeah.
That was my main thing. Problem was that it's not so easy to talk at a camera, you know, and learn all those editing skills and this skill and that skill, but it seems to be doing well. It seems to be like people care, and I think if you are genuine and you love what you do and people can feel that you're not fake, it'll work out.
Yeah, no, I think that is like the big thing. Funny enough, you know, we met like 3 weeks ago, and I was just like, I think I watched one of your videos about 2 weeks before that, randomly, randomly it like popped up, and then it was just like, oh, this is random. How, you know, the paths have crossed. But then, you know, from speaking with each other, and then, you know, kind of understanding that, you know, like we're both passionate about, we're passionate about cycling, but passionate about getting more people cycling, and we know that there's parts out there that people love to get their hands on. And like you say, there's like an educational gap. Like people see it on YouTube, or see it through other like YouTubers and whatever, but then it's like, where do I get it?
Where do I get it?
Can I trust it?
And how do I get after sales and all those kind of things, right?
And what I noticed from your channel is like, you know, you're going into the factories and you're kind of getting that behind the scenes look. And you can just tell it just seems really authentic. That, like you say, you're not getting paid for it, you're not biased.
I'm not planting
authentic.
anyone there. Nobody knows me. I'm just some random foreigner going into their company, right?
which is good. So no, I love the stuff. I want to see a lot more of it, and then hopefully we can do some things in the future. I think it'd be great.
Can I get you something? I'm not very good at anything. I'm not good at anything, so I can. I might be. What's your favorite type of coffee to make? Latte. What's your latte 1 out of 10 in all of London? 9. All right. Can I have one, please? You better give me a latte now.
Do you want a latte? How many coffees have you had? How many bloody coffees have you had?
Today 6. So Niaz has bought us a coffee. 9 out of 10. He was right. It's brilliant. And that's it. That chat with Cariern was educational. I learned a lot about the bike market here in England. I didn't know much about it, and it was really a pleasure to get to know how England and Europe is opening up to the Chinese market. Hope you had fun. See you in the next one. Peace.